What's up, friends, and welcome back to Fantasy Pros MLB as we close out April with more trade talk. Of course, I'm Chris Welsh, and today I've got some buys, I've got sells, and always, or at least I've done this month, I got some tough questions. A tough question for me, and a tough question to see if you guys can answer in the chat below. And guess what? You can win some prizes when you comment on these videos, because this is your chance to win a prize for your league that is only fit for a champion. The championship belt. Yes, that championship belt could be yours courtesy of our partners over at Trophy Smack. It's really simple. Just subscribe to the Fantasy Pros MLB YouTube channel. That's step one. Then comment on any of our videos, like this one. Say awesome stuff. You do those two things and you're gonna be entered in. Turn on notifications so you know when we've got new videos, because we might just mention you winning the belt and you don't want to miss it. So turn on those notifications today for your chance to win the Trophy Smack Championship Belt. I've got two buys, I've got two sells, and which is probably going to be the last of the season as we are moving away from short sample size season. I've got a what would you do? This is a buy or a sell, and I think it's the toughest of the season. You can maybe take some guesses. All right, let's jump into the trade video, see what moves we can make, and we are going to start with a sell. Might not be a super popular one, so let's go. We are selling Colorado Rockies shortstop Ezekiel Tovar. He's hitting .292 going into Sunday. That dropped a little bit after Sunday, with 3 homers and 2 stolen bases. So far, pretty good for Tovar. An added plus as of recent is him moving to the leadoff spot. Yes, thank you. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually a great move for him. And honestly, no matter what, I think it's gonna be pretty impossible for him to not beat his preseason value. With that said, I think the narrative is very positive around Tovar right now. I just don't know if this pace is going to last. He currently has one of the league's biggest actual batting average versus expected batting average differentials. As the .292 or .287 as it's currently sitting is solid, he's got an expected batting average around .220. His barrel percentage and hard hit percentage are lower year over year, and his strikeouts are way up. He's striking out over 32% of the time. His overall whiff percentage as well against each pitch type is worse, and his chase percentage is up about a full percent. He's done most of his work on fastballs where he's hitting over 340, but he's got an expected batting average against fastballs that's just .256, which is almost 40 points lower than his expected batting average against fastballs from last year. Colorado always helps, yes, but if I can sell high, that's what I'm looking to do. All right, next up, we're gonna move to a buy, and it's Tampa Bay Rays outfielder, Randy Rosario. This one's going to be tough to sell you guys on, unless like name alone can get it done. Randy is just hitting 152. Ugh. His barrel percentage, it's cut in half. Oh. And his hard hit percentage is tied for the lowest of his career. Oh man. And though his expected average is much better, it still isn't good. It's .216. So why? Well, it starts with he has the league's second lowest BABIP overall of any player at just 188. Why is this important? Well, he is almost a career high 150 points higher at 323. What's assisting in all of that is him pulling the ball a lot less than normal, and his hard hit numbers, they're down because he isn't barreling. So this can get tricky, but I believe all of this is just too extreme to believe this is who he is. The BABIP screams positive regression, at least to me. His average EV, it's about on par with where it normally is. His launch angle looks good. He is just dramatically underperforming against fastballs right now. He hit .283 with 15 homers last year against fastballs. Right now, he's hitting just 148. That's not going to continue. The BABIP also tells us that that's not going to continue, at least at that pace. And though we don't have massive flashing signs to tell us otherwise, I believe this is peak buy time for Randy Rosario. All right, so let's talk about some buys and sells on pitchers. And let's sell one right now. We're going to the Kansas City Royals, and we are selling Brady Singer. Not the massive big sell here, Welsh. Yeah, I know, I get it. But Singer moved from streamer to like must own. His 2.61 ERA might get people going for a Royals team that is played up. His biggest change is becoming a primary slider guy. He's now throwing it more than his sinker, and he's added back in a 4-seam fastball, which is up about a mile per hour. Solid. What you do love to see here also is the ground ball rate that's coming up. What I don't love is he has one of the highest ERA to expected ERA differences in the league. Though not the be-all, end-all, he has a 2.61 ERA to an expected 4.34. For For people that vomit when they hear expected numbers, I'll add that his Sierra, it's quite a bit better than the 4.34, but it's a full run worse than his ERA. It is 3.61. So kind of a happy medium between the two if you'd like to do that. His slider use has helped, but also driven up walks. He's got a career high 9.4 walks per 9. He's got a career high 9.4 walk percentage. He doesn't have big strikeout numbers, and while the sinker has helped reduce hard contact, I worry that regression comes, and then more walks come, and then the Singer of old creeps his head up. That Singer was a streaming pitcher at best. This is around the time I'm jumping off the Singer train if I can, and that is actually going to take us to a teammate of his that we are going to buy. We're going to Royal starting pitcher Cole Regans. We've seen back-to-back less than stellar performances with Regans as of recent. One was the 50 pitch inning he had, which was the most of any pitcher all year. It was crazy. The next was a rainy, cold game that was then delayed and ended his start early. So he's currently sitting with a 3.9 ERA, and that has people up in arms, especially after those two starts. And that's why I want to buy. His K percentage, it's still in line. It's down like 1%. In fact, his fastball, it has the 7th best pitch value in baseball of any singular pitch. His changeup and cutter, they're actually getting more whiffs, even though the whiffs are down on the fastball. And I kind of think this is an easy buy. Prior to those last two starts, where he did give up 8 runs and everyone's freaking out about, he had struck out 7 or more in 4 of the 5 games, and he had given up only 7 runs total in between those 5. Add in, this negative social media chatter about Regans, and there are people that are getting ramped up to revolt, and better yet, trade him away. I want to be the buyer because as much of what made him exciting is still there. So give me any and all Regan discounts. All right, this leads us to my final engagement for you, where I don't tell you to buy, I don't tell you to sell. I ask you the question. I present a player that is an anomaly. And in this case, I don't even know if he's so much of an anomaly. This has been one of the biggest disappointments all year. So really, the question starts to become about, is there anything left? Can this rebound? It's so bad. That's what I'm going to talk to you about, and that's what I want to get your engagement on. So let's talk about, are we buying or selling Corbin Carroll? The disappointment is in the stat line. 1 homer, 8 stolen bases, which is actually nice, and a disgusting 192 batting average. It's so bad that the team moved him to hit 7 and 8 in the lineup. So let's talk about the sells if that wasn't enough. Carroll has one of the worst hard hit rates in baseball. It's just 24%, which is bottom 4 percentile in the league. So yeah, one of the worst. Though he has hit a ball 110 on the max EV side, his average EV is just 83 miles per hour. Oof. His expected batting average, it's just 224. So there isn't something gleaning from that bad batting average. And he cannot hit righties. It's crazy. He's hitting just 138 against righties. Maybe the most frustrating with all of this, by the way, is in those struggles, he has raised his first pitch swing percentage by over 3%. So you're not hitting the ball hard, you're not hitting righties. So what do? Swing at the first pitch every single time. I just presented you a lot of not redeeming factors here that paint the picture of improvement for Corbin Carroll. So where's the buy, right? All right, he's lowered his K percentage to just 16%. Very good, while raising his walk rate to 12.7%. Both of those are top 20 percentile in the league. He has a career BABIP well over 300. Currently, he's sitting at 229. And remember that righty split we were talking about? Well, yeah, he's hitting 138 this year. He hit 286 against righties last year, which was better than lefties. So that screams at not being sticky. And when I say that, it's just more of an anomaly in my eyes. And as lame as this is going to sound, we just also know that we have the smaller sample size world of the early season versus what he did last year. Historic what he did last year. So through massive struggles, he's also still running. The biggest question, is that shoulder a thing? Is the power gone? I think this is one of the toughest buys or sells of the year. So what say you? Are you buying that Carroll can bounce back, or is he cooked? So let's hear it in the comments below. I'm dying to see this one. Whether you're with me or against me, I definitely want to see what your take is, because this is one of the toughest. We've talked about some interesting and great players. Ellie De La Cruz, Zach Gallen. What side do you sit on this as the month ends out and the small sample sizes do go away? This is an important one. Also, when you make those comments and you're being heard on the channel, you got a chance to win awesome stuff like the championship belt, courtesy of our partners over at Trophy Smack. It's really simple. You subscribe to the Fantasy Pros MLB YouTube channel. That's the main step. Then you comment, like on this video below, say, what do you think about Corbin Carroll? What trades did you like? That's gonna get you entered in. You turn on notifications then, so you don't miss your opportunity when we call on you, because we have got some awesome content out here. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of it, and you don't miss your opportunity to win this amazing belt from Trophy Smack, the championship belt made for champions. Also, catch me on Leading Off Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern every single day with Joe Pisapia. We're talking about the latest in fantasy baseball. We're talking about betting, pretty much everything under the sun. So come and watch us live, or if you're subscribed to the channel and you can't make it, you can always watch us after the fact. You can find me on Twitter at @IsItTheWelsh to keep the baseball talk going. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out, and we'll talk to you next time right here on Fantasy Pros MLB.